Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to the Donkey Kong Country Entrance Randomizer. There is a tool online which you can use to completely jumble up the way that Donkey Kong Country works. So what it does is that it takes out the overworld map. We will start in level 1-1, and all of the different exits that you can find in that level, so the bonus games or even the normal level end, are now just connected to other random levels throughout the game, and then the exits in those levels are connected to other random levels, and it just becomes this gigantic maze that we are going to get totally lost in. The goal is to find the 5 bosses in the game. So basically the repeat bosses of Gnawty and Necky are removed. So we need to find Gnawty, Necky, the Zinger, and the Giant Drum, defeat those 4 bosses, which again will be connected to through random exits located somewhere throughout the big random maze we're about to enter. And then after doing that, we need to find the room with the Rool battle, which we will be able to beat, and then after doing that, the game will be complete. I haven't really dove into this myself. I was waiting to do it on video with all of you, so I hope that we have a lot of fun, and instead of trying to explain it further, let us get into the game here with 1-player mode. So this is all we see. We get this kind of overworld map here, and then after pressing start, we are just thrown right into the game, and that's the last I believe we see of that map. So let's see, are things like this randomized? Okay, I don't think that the Banana Horde and even DK's house are randomized. I did have to read a little bit about it to make sure I understood exactly what was going on here. But otherwise, things like bonus games and the end of the level will take us to random places throughout the game, which at the end will then be connected to other places, and it's just going to be cool seeing where exactly this takes us. I did also do some other things, like I randomized what enemies will appear throughout different places, and this is actually going to be really cool. Like, we got a rock down there, so we're going to get to experience the game in like all sorts of different ways. Despite the fact that we're already playing a randomizer, which is pretty cool. If there's one thing I've noticed though that I don't really like, it's that it looks like you get infinite lives. I think it would be cool if there was at least an option to change that. So maybe there's a little bit more challenge. I've also randomized what animal buddies we're going to be finding in various boxes, and just by going off screen and coming back, that enemy was different. Can you jump on... Actually, no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just the grinder went off screen. Can I jump on you? That is an interaction that you will never see normally. Winky jumping on top of a shark in the original Donkey Kong Country. But man, this is cool. Of course, Winky was never intended to be used in this level, thus the color palette does not in any way, satisfy that. Oh my gosh, I am being shot at from totally off screen. And since there's no Rambi or anything, we can't do the secret 3-up balloon trick at the top right of the screen there. But here we go. So this exit is going to take us somewhere completely random, and I have no idea where exactly that is. So let's find out together. And that takes me to a boss already. It's the drum boss. Alright, so we've already found one of the 5 boss rooms. How do you destroy a grinder, though? Is that going to cause problems? No, so it just leaves the grinder there. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank goodness we have Donkey Kong here. No, of course you can't roll into him even as Donkey Kong. You have to jump on Crusher there. Although I only defeated one of the enemies. Darn, I really should have switched back to Diddy. Because what if I need that again? Oh, I do too. Actually, I don't think you can kill this version of Crusher with anything other than a barrel. So the way it works is that normally if you die, you will be sent back to the last checkpoint barrel that you found. However, in boss rooms, I guess, just to be a little bit nice, you will restart at the beginning of a boss until you defeat it. And yeah, so with this we will already be 1/5 of the way through everything. That guy just kind of got stuck in the corner there. So we will then have to find the Gnawty, the Necky, and the Zinger boss rooms, and then find our way to the Rool boss room where we will be able to fight him and hopefully defeat him. So it seems like you really only need to defeat one of the enemies that the drum drops. I have to admit, this is actually really neat. I'm really impressed. When I heard about an entrance randomizer, I never really thought about there being features like this as well. Okay, you can... Wow, this boss definitely goes on for a little while, and it's just I'm just so impressed. I am just so impressed. And obviously you're not supposed to probably find the boss room so early on. I mean, we were supposed to go and get lost in a maze. Instead, we ended up finding the first fight. But, oh well, and that guy is not too difficult to defeat, and that's it. Okay, so 1 boss down. The way it works also is that all of the Kong family are also thrown into this maze as well. So if we find Candy by just randomly going into a barrel somewhere, we can then use her to save, and if I turn the game off, we can continue from that point. I don't know how long exactly this is going to take. If it's anything like what we just experienced, where we're finding boss levels pretty easily, this might not take too long, but you know, I'm not going to count on my luck being that good from here on out. Who knows when we'll actually encounter the next boss, and that was really cool! We even went through the, you know, the enemy spawning drum there. I'm just honestly seeing how far I can go with this. Alright, there we go! All the way into the first bonus game, and that brings us, well, right into that enemy. But okay, so now we are in this level. The last level of World 1. I think it's Barrel Cannon Canyon, if I'm remembering my names correctly, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We'll try our best to remember as many names as possible. And, okay, so that's not something I was expecting. For some reason, I always imagined it would take us to the beginning of, you know, the level. So say, you know, the beginning of here, but instead, it looks like we might even have to deal with cases where we're sent into the middle-level level. And that will be interesting if there's ever, like, say, a bonus game that's earlier on from that point. Okay, this is so cool. From what I understand, though, if a barrel or, like, you know, a bonus game entrance or the end of a level takes you to a level one time, it will always take you there. So going into that first bonus game in the first level will always bring us back to partway through Barrel Canyon Canyon, which is which is good to know. This will take us to the end of that World 3 level, the Sunset level. I guess we might as well just continue on with the easy exits while we can. And now we are in the Mincer level from, it looks like, the last world of Donkey Kong Country 1. Of course, Donkey Kong Country only has about 33 levels, so you would think this, this can't get too complicated. But from what we're seeing, there's definitely, you know, an element to it that I wasn't expecting. Can you kill Crusher with Winky? Yes, you can. Winky also loads correctly in this level, which is nice to see. Normally you get Rambi here, but there we have a Necky, not looking so good. The Kong letters, again, it would have been cool if, you know, lives did mean something. Because, you know, it always says 99 up there. Oh, yes, but of course, you know, the Rock Croc, we would not be able to get. But there's a checkpoint barrel, which we will hopefully, you know, resume from, should we die, just like that. And, you know, it saves you from having to wait through all of, you know, the kind of death animation and such, which is really nice. And, okay, so we need to get our bonus games in here, and I believe that barrel was meant to be used for one of them. It seems like, you know, if you go off screen and come back, sometimes things come back, but in this case, the barrel does not. We'll have to remember, though, that we didn't check that one, and that zinger is just like, whoa. Somehow I got by it, though. Can I take this back? There's no way I would ever be able to take this back. And, check the load. It seems like the platform has despawned. We see a lot of those octopus enemies just kind of lying around in the levels, and from what I've seen so far, there's not really much of a good way to defeat them. Okay. Even throwing, like, TNT and stuff at them doesn't work, but it's a lot of fun seeing these interactions that we're not so used to. The Mincers, though, of course, do normally belong in this level. Okay. So that guy just kind of went up, and that's the end of that. I brought this barrel with me, which I guess, you know, we didn't end up needing. Is this exit randomized? Yes, it is! Poison Pond, here we go! But the problem is that Poison Pond doesn't have any bonus games, so it's pretty much just forcing me to play through the entirety of Poison Pond, which, you know, it's a fun level. I mean, of all the underwater levels to get, it is the most difficult one, probably. I mean, not probably, obviously. And hey, a zinger underwater? That's pretty neat. This is starting to remind me of, like, you know, Donkey Kong Country 2, the Lost Levels. And just how, you know, we got to see interactions that we weren't quite used to. I believe that all... Oh, can we kill you? Oh, we did too! That is so neat! Can we kill you? It kind of looks like it's doing something. I need to kill Crusher here again. Ugh, get out of here. But then he runs back! That is so cool! That is so cool. I need On Guard. Oh, darn it. I'm not letting On Guard get away that easily. I want to experience more interactions. I don't think that On Guard despawns if he goes too far off screen. Did he just go, like, really far, or did I lose him? Oh, I did appear to lose him anyway. Okay, I just phased right through you. Okay, wow. Dealing with zingers underwater is a thing that I have not been prepared for. I am definitely enjoying this, though. This is just so neat. This is so neat. I'm really impressed. This was brought to my attention back around the time when I did Donkey Kong Country 2 The Lost Levels, as I was, you know, just talking about, but I didn't do it at that time because it's been updated since then, and I've been, you know, definitely impressed with what I've heard about it since then. I wasn't expecting it to be this involved, though. I think that the randomized enemies are really what's making me, you know, love this more than anything. The randomized exits are cool, but the enemies just being, you know, completely off the wall makes this an all-new experience that doesn't just feel like I'm playing the original Donkey Kong Country. That was lucky. Not gonna lie, that was all luck right there. I think if we press start and select, it takes us back to our last checkpoint in case we kind of get stuck anywhere or end up in a situation that we're not too happy about. Also, we should have another on-guard box around here. Having fun down there? Clump is kind of, you know, doing nothing. Okay, so we get to see what your interaction is like. Ha! Wow, that Crusher interaction was just so cool. And now all the bananas are the incorrect color. This is being played on a real Super Nintendo, I should mention, thanks to the help of our EverDrive. Okay, and whoa, we are just laggy here. So yeah, so far no compatibility issues have been seen. I think we can go straight up through here. Oh, and animal tokens. That's right. I think that's when you get 3 animal tokens, where that takes you is also randomized. So who knows? I mean, you know, getting all 3 Rambi tokens could lead to a boss or something like that. I guess we just don't know. Can we go through? Yes, we can. This helps us skip a little bit of a difficult part down below. We got 2 espresso things so far. Is this, you know, normally you'd have to wait here, then the mincers will go by, but it doesn't seem like these mincers are coming at me. Okay, so we're almost through Poison Pond, you know, despite being the most difficult water level in the game. Nothing that was too difficult for me to handle, but oh my gosh, this room, and then there's just a mincer appearing out of nowhere. You know, this is what I get for speaking too soon about things not being that difficult. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh, I did it, everybody. I did it. I said it wasn't too difficult, and then I got destroyed. Oh man, that was so cool. I mean, if you're gonna get destroyed, I guess it might as well be by the literal Danmaku Toho. I know it's Toho, not Tohu. I used to think it was pronounced Tohu, but that's what everyone who doesn't know the Japanese pronunciation way thinks. Although this is interesting because this is, if I want, I can get 3 espresso tokens, but I don't think I want that. I want to experience what happens if I beat Poison Pond, and there will always be the opportunity to get espresso tokens all over the place later on. But I need to know where this leads. I think that's what we need to focus on right now. And on guard, any day you want to come back here. It should not be hard, considering I could just go like, and apparently not. But you should come back to me, right? Yes, you can. Okay. And how did he get down there? See, you put a zinger underwater, and it just throws off your whole game. Can I please destroy you? Maybe not. I could swear I've destroyed a zinger underwater already. Anyway, I'm gonna get this Rambi token, because I think that's only 2 of those. And we'll probably come across another one of them later, which will be, again, interesting to see where that leads. Can't kill you with On Guard. Can I get On Guard back? No. No! Okay. Time to take things seriously. So I mean, I could kill that zinger underwater, so I don't know. Look at that! Like, that is so cool, seeing that On Guard Crusher interaction. I'm not even gonna lie. That was just, you know, poor playing, as can be expected at this point. I don't want to go through the secret there, because I will end up getting the 3rd espresso token, which I don't want. I think by coming down here we get a DK barrel, though. Yes, so that will be very nice to have during that upcoming final room that is just, hey, let's throw every enemy in the game at the Kongs. That'll do it. Okay. And of course there's no, like, holding the A button down to get a, you know, a dash going on. So I can't just do that through the whole room. And enemies spawning out of nowhere does not help the situation. Oh! I need to keep both Kongs for as long as possible. That is just so neat. I love it. I love the different colored bananas. It really gives it like a Donkey Kong 64 vibe, where you get all those different, you know, different colored ones for each of the Kongs. And I'm not losing On Guard. I think the last room is probably impossible if you don't hang on to him for at least a little bit. And that's so interesting how going off the screen and coming back kind of make things a little different like that. Okay, so get On Guard here. Something could easily fall at any second, because, yeah, that's the spot where... No, On Guard, thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to lose you. So let's take it slow then. Nice and slow. We'll get you. clump can go away. This room always seems to like being filled with lots of Neckys, and those make things really difficult because, I mean, they just like throw stuff all over the place. Let's go above this, not try and go in the middle. Alright, On Guard. You helped us well. Thank you very much. Now, after all that leads us back to the first level. Oh my gosh. Like, that's amazing. That is amazing. I love that. It's ridiculous. But I mean, that was a lot of fun. I'm happy I beat Poison Pond anyway, I guess. I mean, it's a great level. That last room was really cool. The fact that it was all for nothing is kind of funny. But wow, okay. And now we know. And as it said, if you ever encounter the same level again, it is literally the same level. It's not like the bonus games are now going to lead us to a different spot. Level 1-1 will always be 1-1. What we can do, though, is collect this espresso token and see where this leads us to. And this leads us to where we will fight Rool after we have defeated the other 3 bosses now. Or, I mean, all 4 bosses, but 3 more to go. And since there's nothing we can do, there's just a mincer here that we unfortunately have to destroy ourselves on. That it takes us back to our last checkpoint, which would be right here. And notice that there's different things at the top. Like, there was a 5 at the bottom of the screen and a 1 at the top. I can't say I exactly remember what those numbers are supposed to represent, but okay, very good. So, if we ever want to get to Rool, all we have to do... You can open up secrets with Winky? That's weird. Is get... What's it called? You know, 3 espresso tokens and we're good to go. So we're going to go in here. Where does this take us? And that takes us to Candy. That's an excellent way to save the game, too. If you want to save your current game, jump into my spinning save barrel. Wow, okay, so I actually have a really cool setup where I had a boss connected to the first level. I can get to Rool by connecting 3 espresso tokens, and I can save anytime I want from the first level. And exactly how the percent works, I don't know, because, I mean, maybe it's irrelevant, maybe it's just technically calculating, you know, the different bonus games that we would have encountered. But yeah, this is great. 15 minutes in so far. And then Candy even takes you to a different place. Interesting. Very, very interesting. This is the 3rd world underwater level. I think we can get a secret by going into the wall here. Yes, we can. It definitely helps to know your Donkey Kong Country 1 before playing this. Yeah, but you know, zingers underwater we don't like. The only problem with underwater levels is, again, that there's not much exciting going on aside from the fact that it's, you know, the same. Well, I mean, there's the enemies. But in terms of, you know, there's no exits other than the one right at the end, so it just means having to play through the entire level. I thought I saw something over there. I mean, how can you complain, though? Donkey Kong Country 1 probably has my favorite underwater level music of the entire series. It is just, like, so perfect, so, you know, fitting to the mood. It's just really wonderful. What's your favorite Donkey Kong Country underwater music? I mean, number 2. Oh, that was a silly move. Definitely. I mean, why can I not get you back on guard? Thank you. You know, it fits the kind of more, you know, panicked atmosphere that comes with Donkey Kong Country 2 underwater levels inside of ships rising and lowering water. You know, water that turns into lava. While in Donkey Kong Country 3, it definitely goes back to more of the, you know, just aquatic, atmospheric theme. Which is, I mean, obviously, you know, Donkey Kong Country 3 underwater levels are a lot like Donkey Kong Country 1 underwater levels, is that they're, you know, they're just very natural and not really much else going on. Okay, and that leads us to Aztec. About halfway through an Aztec level, it looks like. I could probably then go back to the beginning and get the bonus game that's normally located on top of the entrance. Or I can't, because something would normally... Oh, is this maybe the 2nd Aztec level? Where we're chased after with the giant wheel? It might be. Okay, so I'm getting my levels mixed up here. They do all kind of look the same. When there's no, you know, kind of like color distinction. They all have the same color palette and stuff. That's what's going on. Okay, so yeah, there's a Giant Gnawty wheel. And we're not actually too far into the level. Actually, that's kind of funny. I just got that O, and it thought that I had collected all of the Kong letters. There's definitely still things about this randomizer that I'm, you know, not sure about, but we're going to be discovering them together. And I did just get a checkpoint, so if any time we get defeated, we will once again start there. We do not need to replay the entire underwater level. And do I beat the level or do I go down? It definitely becomes a game of remembering which exits we've tried and which ones we haven't. This is weird. That's a really fast-moving zinger. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we could either now once again enter that that bonus game, or look at that. You do not seem to be on the right track there, Gnawty Wheel. I wonder how far exactly you go. And if that would, you know, be game breaking anyway. So we know where that that barrel leads to. And since that doesn't lead to the beginning of the level and kind of partway through, we'll perhaps later on find the you know, the exit that does lead to the beginning of, what was it, maybe Vulture Culture? One of the, of course, you know, foresty third world levels. So we'll keep that in mind as and we don't want to get destroyed by any fish here. I could get, you know, easily defeated by the slowest moving enemy in the game. This is really a test of patience right here, I have to admit. Oh, and, you know, Manky Kong not invited to the Christmas party. That's why he was so upset. You know, how is Manky Kong related to all this, you wonder? Okay. And just like that, where will this take us to? Yeah, like, you know, maybe the beginning of that level, perhaps. Yes, yes, very good. So I think that definitely what's most important is the exits that take you to the beginning and not partway through, because it makes it so difficult to access bonus games and such in that case. But with this, not doing too bad. Should give us an opportunity to find all this, you know, different sorts of secrets, hopefully, as we progress. Crusher? I'm not going to let you defeat me today. And there's a Gnawty just floating in the air. Like, that's so cool. I am just so impressed by this. Hopefully everyone else thinks this is a lot of fun too. I will definitely be posting in the description the tool that I used to create this, and you can randomize your own version of Donkey Kong Country. And it, you know, will very likely be completely different from what we are seeing here. And then, like, why? Why did this the bananas change color? I love that shade of blue. That's really nice. Probably has something to do with one of the sprites that was randomly generated, but just, I love it. I love this. Lots of those barrels that shoot out enemies. Lots of, you know, enemies in places that makes things difficult to deal with. Yeah, so you're blue. Huh. And then, of course, you know, the mincer. So it actually tries to load the different colors correctly, which is so neat. Yeah, it's just so neat. Not too much. Oh. We got the ong. There's a balloon there. Okay, this might be a little bit of a difficult one to avoid. Wow, no. Okay, but we got. Oh yes, there's a bonus game here. Okay, and where is this going to lead us to? I would love to find another boss. Now I think this room has. This is the level that has 5 bonus games. I think we actually have seen the very end of this level. Now that I think about it. Yes, one of the barrels that we entered, or one of the levels that we exited, did take us to the very end of this level, which we then just proceeded to what's it called? You know, to exit the level, and I think that was what took us to Poison Pond. I know we need Espresso to access some of the bonus games here, though, but I didn't see the Espresso box, unless I'm just blind? Like, where is the Animal Buddy box? Okay, so we still get Espresso here. They may have planned it that way, so that, you know, since Espresso is needed to access bonus games in this level, you always get Espresso. And where's the checkpoint? Okay, now that we have the checkpoint, I'm going to spend a little bit of time exploring the different exits that we have access to from here. Because, I mean, there's, of course, you know, lots of opportunity for something that we want to be located in this level. So since we lost Espresso, can we press Start, Select, and that will bring us back to the last checkpoint that we reached. Very, very good. And then Espresso should come back. So there we go. We have free range to explore as much as we want. But for those who don't know, many people are likely aware, Espresso is not really the best animal buddy. Like, everything defeats Espresso. and Espresso defeats nothing, so it's like that perfect, hey! I don't know if I agree with that interaction that just encountered, that, you know, we encountered there. And, you know, on top of all that, Espresso's hit detection is also kind of wonky. So put all those things together, and this is going to be, you know, not the most fun I've probably ever had. And of course, the enemy arrangement also matters. If we have easy enemies to get by with Espresso, that's greatly helpful. If we have ones that kind of stop us from proceeding, can't say it's exactly going to be the happiest thing. But what we really need to do is, I think there's just that one at the beginning that we want to try flying to with Espresso. Right around... Okay. You are... Okay. Please do not defeat me. Okay, so we need to go underneath the entrance. And where does this door lead us to? Wow, it's one of the Arctic levels. Like, we can just get so lost in all this. And if I do this, getting the Rambi token will take us to another level. Yeah, I completely underestimated just how complicated this was going to be. And another save point. Okay. So I guess we might as well. Actually, I don't think that we've actually done anything since, the last time we saved. We defeated that one boss way back at the beginning. And then we haven't really done too much since then. But what I think we're going to do is, okay, as I said, I completely underestimated this. This is going to become a series, and I think that this is probably a good spot to end off the first video. So thank you all so much for watching. My mind is blown. I'm having so much more fun with this. I thought it was going to be a cool novelty thing, and we would spend maybe a video or two with it, but we're taking this seriously now. We're all in. And next time, we're going to continue searching out the bosses. So thanks, and see you next time.